By the way, whatever this is, that's disgusting.
I'm going to put my vibrator on vibrate.
What? That's actually funny. That's actually funny.
I've always
That's actually a very funny joke. How do you put a vibrator on vibrate?
vibrate.
Yeah. Very funny joke.
I don't get it.
I guess we'll explain later. What day is it today? Is it today's
second?
February?
It's Groundhog Day.
My God, it's Groundhog Day. People, February 2nd. To my right, I got Farghini. To my left, I got Buddy. I'm Alejandro. And I said that right. And people, let's talk about cars. Yo, hit it, Pedro. I always got to do the song in my head.
Yeah,
I
that
don't
song
know why.
doesn't sound anything like that.
Yeah.
I know. By the way, I'm fully aware that I'm terrible at throwing back the song.
It's okay. It's okay.
I'm
I
sorry.
understand. By the way,
I
you guys know that
apologize.
we got, I think we have 4 more weeks of winter, right?
Oh, thank God.
Right, Rodrigo? 4 more weeks of winter? Yep.
Wait,
4
because
more
Tata
weeks.
came out or something?
Tata saw a shadow this morning.
Tata.
Sorry, she does kind of look like a groundhog.
Yeah,
now.
I was going to tell you have your own kind of groundhog thing kind of today.
She's a little on the heavier side these days, but I think it's just more love to give, you know.
No, life is good for Tata.
I like
Life
that
is good.
She jumps on me, and now she's just like, okay, now I jump. Just pet me. Like, I'm tired. I did that jump. You know, I like that. Whereas Hyper Tata was like all over the place.
Yeah.
I like this version of Tata, even though I wanted to be healthy. I wanted to be
What if
healthy.
she doesn't want to go back to the old way? She's like, fuck, I just want to be like this. By the way, if I was Tata, I would just figure out how to get high or drunk. I'm set for life.
Can you imagine?
I'm set for life.
You know, she's grabbing those berries right from over.
Can you imagine that
she
gets her
made
high?
me, like, she was looking at him right now, like, can you get me some? And I got her some.
Oh.
And she was loving life.
Yeah.
So I don't know if those
She gets
berry-
loaded off the
I'm not
loaded
sure-
berries.
I'm not sure, but she was like,
Maybe you should create
Bring
some booze
those over.
for squirrels.
squirrel alcohol. What do we got in the agenda today,
So,
buddy?
once again, we have a lot of topics from the community, and I think today is more of a it's more of an AMA type of
What's an AMA?
podcast. It's,
American Music Awards.
no, it's like a Ask Me Anything. Ask Me Anything. So it is American Music Awards. You're right. That's also the AMAs. But today we're having our own little AMA where we pretty much have you asking us anything from the community on
Because
Salomondrin.com.
there's not a lot of things going on in the car world. Not a lot of new announcements. Everything's been talked about. There's just a few.
Everybody's
things that came
holding
out.
back until Geneva.
That's exactly
they're
that.
keeping everything under wraps. So for the next 3 to 4 weeks, we may do a lot more AMAs and kind of just answer any
Carrie
questions that you
Underwood
might
gonna
have.
show up?
How many MMAs?
You can only.
You can't even execute the joke.
Yeah, sorry.
Moving on.
Okay, here we go.
So I have a good question to start it off with. So Cole, he loaded up with a lot of questions, and unfortunately we were only able to take 2. But I'm going to start with his first one.
Hit it.
And he's Dirty530 Garage on Salomondrin.com
Or
if
on
you haven't already
Instagram,
seen it,
yeah.
or on Instagram,
Or everywhere.
But he's asking, and this is relevant to the Super Bowl on Sunday: if Tom Brady was a car, what would he be?
That's an easy
I can't
one.
answer, but I can't.
Well,
I
why can't you answer?
I don't know him that well. I just know he bangs a hot girl and he's rich. and
That should be
okay,
enough for
all
you
right,
to.
okay.
So based on what you know, what kind of car would he be?
And he's got a lot of Super Bowls.
Yeah, and he wears Uggs.
I think he's a Valkyrie.
A Valkyrie.
Yeah.
You would say he's a Valkyrie.
He
Why?
is an
What's
he
the
is an Aston.
relationship?
Actually, he is an Aston Martin rep.
Because that car dominates, tears things apart. It's unique. It's number one. It's unobtainable. It's.
Did you see that Aston did a whole commercial on Instagram where they did a spot with Tom Brady, and I know that they've been holding it back, waiting for him to be in the Super Bowl. They were like, "Yes, this is our moment. We're really going to show off."
What was the commercial?
It was just him and Aston. Yeah.
It allows my experience over the course of the day to transition from being this type of football player to getting in the car and understanding, okay, this is the time for me to reflect.
I don't know why.
He's a brand rep, but that was a good.
That comes to mind. He's unobtainable, right? He's like
classy
he's
guy.
That's the logic behind that.
Yeah.
So you have him as a very classy kind of car guy type of.
No,
He's
unobtainable. Like
Yeah,
fuck
but no,
cutting edge.
but he's classy, but he'll cut you up.
Right,
like-
I understand. That's
Yeah.
good point.
Aston Martin is freedom.
That's a good one.
Good point.
What about you?
I'm going a different direction. I'm going to say he's a Toyota Prius. He's a
Because
Prius
he gets it done.
because he gets it done. He's a very efficient human being. He's a very energy efficient.
Okay.
What he puts in his body is very important to him, and he operates at maximum efficiency and peak. He's also very reliable, which is also a Toyota Prius, which is one of the most reliable cars in the world, according to all the consumer reports. And if you have a 41-year-old quarterback, he's one of the most reliable quarterbacks in the world.
And he also cares about what he puts into other people's bodies too.
Okay. God, that's a Giselle joke, everyone.
So Toyota Prius.
Toyota Prius, that's
yeah,
interesting.
yeah.
But do you like the guy?
Huh?
Do you like?
Yeah, I like Tom Brady.
I don't know. I think there's other cars that have efficiency and.
Are you ready? I think Tom Brady's a Rolls-Royce Phantom Series 8. The greatest
I could see
fucking car ever made altogether. The greatest quarterback
41,
ever made.
He's 41.
Altogether.
The cars are older.
He's 41. The car just gives you like that.
Yeah.
That I don't know, authority that comes with age, like that.
The
that
confidence
presence,
also. The confidence.
You're talking about reliability. These Rolls Royce are bulletproof. I've only had one issue with all the Rolls Royces I've had so far.
Yeah.
So I think that too. It's got a lot of presence. It's kind of scary when he comes on, like Tom. Whenever
you, like when you see it in your rearview mirror, you see that you're like, oh boy.
and whenever you see Tom Brady just getting on the field, and when he throws that look, you're fucked.
And Tom Brady has his own gallery of Super Bowl rings.
So there. Oh, by the way, what a car!
Wow, yeah.
Wow.
Oh, I see.
You see what I did there?
How many does he have? How many does he have?
5.
5, but he's going for 6 right now.
Bing, bing, bing. Hey, somebody should mock up a gallery with
I'm going to tell you,
6 Super Bowl rings.
I'm going to say, I know that I think O'Gara and Tom have a relationship. I think they should reach out and say, hey, why don't we do this for your gallery? Because I'm fairly certain Tom Brady doesn't give a shit about what's a gallery. So if you guys call him and say, why don't we put these?
Just one problem. We really do need to put the screen door, because if he wants to wear one of them, he's going to have to be able to go into the gallery.
You know, what I'd recommend Tom would be make replicas of your Super Bowl rings.
Alejandro, you don't do that. No,
you can't put your Super Bowl
Super Bowl rings.
Get the fuck out of here.
Okay, I'm not a football guy.
By the way, there's a great meme from him last year. They were doing their ring ceremony. You know, the Patriots have a big party every time they win a Super Bowl, and when they obviously they have a lot of parties, but when they actually get their rings, they do a whole like dinner where everybody comes in and they present the rings to you. Last year, after the party, they were all dancing, boozing up, having a good time. And you see Brady come through with all of his 5 rings on his hand, just doing like this. Just what?
And now what is he going to do? I'd put 2 in the middle finger if I were him.
Oh, because it's 6. Oh, that's hilarious. That's hilarious.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah.
That's a great idea.
So that's my That's
a good one.
What's the other question from Cole?
Well, we're actually going to touch on Cole's other question later, so stay tuned for that. But the next question is another warm up. It's from one of your kind, from Danny the Mexican. He's asking, which car manufacturer has the best doors?
That's actually a really tough one.
Yeah.
Well,
you guys start. I'm going to end.
Can I kick off? Because it just popped into my mind. Now, I don't have experience touching it and using it and stuff, but the Koenigsegg.
It's really fucking
that's a cool door.
I just realized, but I've never used it. I don't know how it feels, so I can't.
But you know, on the new one, the Regera, they're actually all automated by a button. So just like the boot, the engine bay, and the doors are all automated. Just boop.
They're really cool looking.
Yeah.
And also, what I like about and I've seen this firsthand. If you throw the door quick to shut it, it goes.
Oh, wow.
So like IKEA drawers. So like IKEA drawers.
They have a name.
You can slam an IKEA drawer and it just
stops. Yeah, they have a name. What's it called? Like
soft close.
Soft close. Yeah.
So it must be a Swedish thing.
Yeah, that's why I'm saying.
IKEA and them. Holy shit. I want to say Koenigsegg too. I think those doors are epic, but at the same time, you know what? You said Koenigsegg. Let me go with McLaren.
Ooh, yeah.
Production vehicles, like the most around with the greatest doors, would be McLaren. Ferrari doesn't have anything. The Lambo scissor doors are cool.
Wait, are we talking functionality or are we talking
just cool
buttons?
No.
Hold on. But the phantom rear door.
I guess.
Have you ever seen a door like
but
that?
you can say that. It's whatever catches your attention. There's no rule.
Yeah, I'll go Koenigsegg because you want to roll up to a club going, hopefully,
nice.
Hopefully you get there. Hopefully the door works.
Well, Ali, you said
once those two things happen, once you get there, that'd be really cool.
The worst part is you get there, you finally get there, the door opens, you go to the club, now you want to leave. Ooh.
Well, that's for later. You'll worry about that later.
Well, you said there are no rules, so I'm gonna go with Rezvani.
What?
What?
No.
I'm going because it's like reverse minivan
Which
doors.
one? Which door?
The Alpha.
What? Hang on a second.
So it's basically they lock backwards. You know how on a minivan like the doors slide.
But we saw.
back?
But you're saying the car that we saw, it's the 700 horsepower one.
No, I don't think that's the 700 horsepower one. That was the Rezvani Alpha. But they just came out with the Rezvani Alpha X Blackbird.
That's the one.
That's the 700 horsepower.
Okay.
And look, I know that they're a coach building company. That's what they do. They say they're a coach building company.
Okay.
But the doors that they put on it are awesome.
Wait, so the door comes out and then slides back this way?
Slides forward. It slides forward towards the engine.
Have you ever opened? Oh, hang on.
Or I
a
guess
second.
towards the front of the car.
Hang
the
on a
engine's
second.
in the back.
Have you ever opened one of those fluffy buses like real quick?
Fluffy's bus? I didn't know.
You know, Fluffy's got those VW buses.
Yeah?
Okay. Have you ever opened one?
It goes. Yeah, yes, I'm glad. Well, yeah.
I saw that.
It's like that, yeah.
That's not how it does it.
it
does it more on a new
is,
minivan.
right?
It's more on a new minivan
What do you mean?
where
It's
it's
the
like
same thing.
No.
yeah.
I'm actually blown away that you maybe you understood the door better.
But it goes opposite. It goes
I saw
forward.
it. Yeah, I saw it.
Luckily,
With
whoever's
you.
going to watch the podcast will be able to see exactly how it works. we don't have the technology.
We don't have the speaking abilities. We don't have the speaking abilities to describe
We're
everything
working on
that's
it.
happening right now. But if we did,
you
it
say
would be
it's
certainly amazing.
700 horsepower?
Yes, 700 horsepower. So the Rezvani Beast Alpha X Blackbird, it's built.
I know about that.
It's built on a Lotus Elise chassis, and it's 2.5 liter turbocharged four cylinder for Farghini.
There's a car for you to look at. Go on.
700 horsepower, 0 to 60 in 2.9 seconds. Weighs around 2,000 pounds.
Hold on.
That is not a joke.
Four-cylinder, 700 horsepower?
You want to know how he got there?
How?
Change the turbo and ECU.
Okay. Get me Rezvani on the phone now, and let's see what he can do with a C300 four-cylinder, because I have a four-cylinder also. I'm not 2.5 liters. I'm 2 liters, so I'll be happy with like 550,
so you'll be
600
like,
horsepower.
But the Beast Alpha, not the X Blackbird, the
Yeah.
Beast Alpha actually has a 1.8 liter four-cylinder.
What's that?
How many?
now?
Yeah, exactly.
I don't know. I didn't do the research on it, but still, hey.
You just know the doors, do you?
That's all I'm worried about. The question was about the doors. It wasn't about the car.
Can I ask one thing though?
Yeah.
What is the reliability like on
You don't
a
wanna know.
four-cylinder?
Yeah.
Is it like 4 trips to the market and back, and here we got to rebuild? It's
Hey,
like the Project One.
0 to 60 in 2.9 seconds. You only want to do that one time.
Once.
You only got one in the tank for
then
that.
You need a rebuild.
But there's one other thing that I'm a little confused about is how they're able to call this a Blackbird as well. Like,
That's a copyright issue. Yeah, you're right.
In the film industry, there's a car called the Blackbird, and it's basically just a coach for CGI. So it's like a chassis of CGI.
So it's an empty car, for example,
Yeah.
an empty car chassis, and it's modular, right? So
Yes.
you can adjust the size of it as you drive it, and then
Is there a dope video?
Yeah, there is.
absolutely dope.
There is.
Because basically what it is you'll see this driving down the road, and then all of a sudden they'll CGI, and then
Like they
boom,
put
it's
3
a
different
Toyota
cars.
Avalon.
it's got all the
Nissan
tracking
Maxima.
stuff for
That's
it's got all
incredible.
the tracking stuff for it, so that you can
Yes.
make those really easy transitions.
And let me tell you something. That is the hottest piece of equipment in the film industry right now.
Today.
Is there one, or does the dude have multiple?
There's multiple, but they can't make them fast enough.
Wow.
They can't make them fast enough. This thing is constantly working, constantly in production.
Yeah,
I just want to buy one so that I
just
can,
want to. You
so I can pretend I have all these other cars.
Alejandro, you just gave me.
By the way, all of my Instagram fronters, what up?
you just gave me a great idea.
a Blackbird?
We buy a Blackbird,
Oh.
and you just message us
McLaren
like,
F1.
"Hey, I need a McLaren F1 today." Beep 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 boop, boop. And I'll be like, "Where do you want to go? You want to go to Malibu? You want to go to Soho House?"
That's
and we'll
great.
give you a
Ivan,
tracking shot.
edit this out of the podcast
Yeah.
instantly.
Wait, I'm editing the podcast today.
Oh,
buddy,
please, immediately.
delete this immediately from the podcast.
Here's the problem. We don't have the CGI skills.
Oh,
That's the biggest problem. We don't have the CGI skills.
We'll have to hire
by the way,
a humble person can just do it for the
Yeah,
small
sorry,
amount of 50 grand a
yeah,
month.
Whoa. Would you like my legal opinion on this?
Yes.
Okay. One, we have to see if that company trademarked Blackbird.
I'm sure they did.
one.
This is a film company.
Okay.
Remember that.
We have to see what category they did it under.
Either way, they're on a car. On a
Yes
motor
and-
vehicle that,
yes,
that
you're
they
right, yeah,
sell.
Yeah, you're right. You're
So
right.
if you know anything about trademarks,
yes,
like
yes.
you're the one who taught me everything, you know what that
you're
means.
right. So that's what it comes down to. And if you like, I can go later and research for you and
I'm
tell you.
positive. I'm 100% positive that this is trademarked.
But also,
absolutely,
the dude's got to sell millions of dollars worth of that car for them to care.
Oh, he already has. Just think about the services that he's.
No.
Oh, Ravani does. Oh,
no, but it's also protecting it's also protecting the name in the marketplace. Yeah. That's another important.
No. You could totally do that if you see the other person. But the thing is, when are those guys going to hear about him until he starts selling a lot?
Correct.
You know what I mean? Correct. It's not like these guys are filmmakers. They're listening to huge companies.
Yeah. I also want to remind you that this podcast has a pretty big reach, also. So a lot of people are going to know about this, also. And I'm sorry for any. I'm sorry for any lawsuits that will begin from this.
No. I doubt anything will come
Actually
out
would
of
like
this.
to see it. I love lawsuits.
So
we just ruined the guy's whole new car.
Oh,
man.
No, that was just a little puddle. Don't worry about it.
Spilled water everywhere. Okay,
go on.
Okay, so moving on while the water puddle is
I'll keep an eye on the water.
Watch your
headphones.
No. Hold on. Farshad, you stay there. Don't do anything. Can somebody else in the wing bring some paper towels this way?
Thank you. Ivan, the editor.
Thank you.
Yeah.
What are you eating, Ivan?
Look at that sex appeal.
Ivan, what are you eating this morning?
A gas station.
Gas station egg sandwich.
Thank you,
Ivan. Can I give you just some pointers?
You're a true gentleman.
Can I give you some pointers, Ivan? You're a very, very valuable asset, and you create amazing videos, okay? You may not want to eat egg sandwiches from a gas station
because of the whole diarrhea crisis.
As your health is way more important to this organization. I just want to give you a little bit of heads up.
Ivan, for your birthday, I got you a gas card for those sandwiches.
Unlimited.
I know how much he loves them. I give my boy whatever he wants.
Ivan with the egg sandwiches spends more time at the gas station than we do.
Can I see the egg sandwich?
Why did you throw that away? You didn't even get half of the water.
That's all done. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it.
Okay. So we're moving on.
Lawsuits. Okay, go ahead.
I'm not sure how much of this just made it into the podcast, but it's gonna stay.
It was
there.
interesting.
So the next question comes from Leo the Flyboy, and he wants to talk about the idea of the new show with other YouTubers, and he's pumped AF.
Oh hell yeah! So let me take charge of that. Ever since Banging Gears, I wanted to get back into that format, because I love it so much. I think those shows need to be online and need to be agile and need to be able to respond to a marketplace rather than let's shoot 8 episodes and then release them in a year from now when all the cars are fucking irrelevant. Let's do that. Yep. And then let's hold all of the manufacturers from giving their cars to anybody else because of copyright and first right of refusal and the first right to show the car. I think a car show should live on the moment, right? Just like we do vlogs and all that stuff. Right. It's been really complicated and a really complex thing and concept to develop because it's not easy based on the way it works. And every single person, every studio that works in the regular, in a regular filmmaking way will tell you, go give me 8 episodes. What are those 8 episodes? Let's go make them. Let's go. So I want to change that. I want to completely change that and make the show according to whatever is going on at the right time, in the right moment. Because there are some times when we can pull out 2 shows back to back, right?
Absolutely.
Like, we go to Geneva and then shoot something else by Italy, whatever. Boom, you got 2 amazing shows with brand new cars, a lot of exclusives, all that shit. And then there'll be 2 months where there's nothing new coming out and then you don't put out the show. That makes a lot of people nervous. To me, after experience Banging Gears, I know that's the formula to follow.
Yes.
My first step was, let's do the first one with Hookah for a simple reason. With Hookah, it was easier. The Latin market on YouTube, now that I've experienced it myself, the Latin market on YouTube hasn't gotten a lot of content made for them yet. And especially not content like this, like premium content that will absolutely destroy in views, get the attention of the right people, and make sure that this thing keeps going.
And I'm glad you bring that up because Luigi317, he wanted to know what the future plans with Hookah and the Latin community are. So I think it's good to tie both of them together.
Of course. I'm sorry, where was I?
The things that are going on with Hookah and the Spanish market.
So within the Spanish market, the road to success is much shorter based on just demand and the availability of other people producing content like we do. Also, the Spanish market, not to disrespect it, it's just a reality, is way behind on everything that we have here available to us and all the options for entertainment that we have. So by that being more limited, TV is still a thing, and I can sell this show properly like a TV show.
Right.
Whereas if I make it in the United States, TV is disappearing, which is the natural progression of it. The same thing will happen in Latin America when it gets right. The same thing would happen to Europe once it gets right. And Asia, it's probably already, like, in some areas, it's already kind of like us here in the US. So being that that's the landscape of what I'm seeing, it's way cheaper. So I can put it out of my own pocket to impress and create impressions, like real impressions from a show in Spanish for the Latin market, because we don't have to show them crazy stuff. Yep. We don't have to go and get the newest, latest, greatest. And I don't mean that in a disrespectful way, and that's what I want to get to.
That's just the market. That's the market where it is.
But I can start by showing you guys what I can do. And then once we gauge the interest, you guys will see how we're going to fund these episodes, which will be also fun and a different way of just managing everything. So the goal here is to create solid 2 different shows, an American and a Spanish version of the show. They're not going to be a same copy-paste back-to-back, but we will piggyback on one or the other, because once you have the cars, you might as well bring the other dudes and do it.
Right.
And also, it's different personalities, because Hookah and myself are so similar in many ways, but we're so different in other ways, in the way that matters, which is our interests. And what we have today available to us is completely different. He likes to do a lot more manual stuff, drifting stuff. He likes to get down and dirty, whereas I already passed that that cycle of my life. I want to get back into it in different ways. Nothing crazy, nothing that will put me in a tough spot.
Right.
But in a fun way like that. And then on the other one, in the English version, I'm gonna be working with 2 friends that you guys have already seen, and we're gonna take this because we're the producing team behind all of these entities. So it's the same dynamic that we have right now. We'll carry over to those shows, but it'll be hosted differently. So I don't want to give too much away for the American show, but just so you all know, you're going to get another show, a big show from us.
It's coming.
Too.
And it's coming hard.
Yeah, all over the place. And the big, also, one thing to have in mind is, for the American show, we're going to have to do a lot more, like Shmi says, pop some bangs, right? to get an impression.
Yeah.
So we're going to need a lot more money in order to start that.
Yeah.
So that's why I went with the Mexican show first. That's just to give you guys context of what's happening.
And the exchange rate is in your benefit. Like
yes. So that's another one too. Yeah. So what is the future for this? The future for this is a TV show that's ongoing. It's not going to be an episode set for this. It's not going to be an episode set on a schedule. This is going to be the car show for the people, getting it in real time. And I don't think anybody else has the ability to do this right now. I mean, networks will never do it. Netflix will never touch it.
They're too big to be agile.
Yep. Even Amazon, all of those guys can't even touch this because they work exactly like TV, which will be their biggest downfall.
Yep.
And us, we live in that world. We get down and dirty, and we have an incredible fucking audience in Spanish and in English that support the shit out of us and understand that we are working to bring you guys the greatest content we can possibly create.
And I think
having those advantages all together is what makes it.
And I think it's important to point out that, you know, the YouTubers that we're working with and Hookah, these are strategic collaborations. These are ones where we see each person bringing significant leverage to the table to make the show bigger than what it can be alone. Yeah. And we're already seeing the impacts on, you know, working with Hookah, and Hookah seeing the impacts for him as well. Yeah. But on Salamundo, 100,000 subscribers in 72 hours.
I've already got. I mean, Hookah tagged me in one of his. I already got so many Latina women. I mean, this is. I love it. I cannot wait for this relationship. This is, and you know what I think about Latina women. So
we know.
I'm very, very forward-looking forward to it.
We all know. No, I'm really looking forward to creating this with you guys, for you guys, with you guys, alongside, and just see this whole new evolution of creating content. Because who wants to wait anymore for years to watch your favorite series, your favorite this?
No.
Let's try to do something new. And listen, we might fail tremendously, but based on what happened before with Banging Ears, I know we have something so solid, and I'm so excited to be able to bring this back to the Latin market and to Hookah and bring him in on this and just work with him and learn so much from the kid because he's so fucking talented. And that market is so good.
And his energy. He has great energy.
Amazing energy. And that market has the same energy. It's just so, I don't know how to, it's so alive.
It's underserved.
It's underserved, but it's also so alive. You know, you put out a video that gets 1 million views and it's got 60, 70,000 likes, whereas in here you get like 13,000 likes. Right. You know what I mean? Like they just
engaged and
they're such a great market. I love it.
But like you said, Alejandro, if they're starving for this kind of content and you're trickling it in, of course you're going to get that kind of you're going to get that because they're hungry for it. They want that.
Of course, and that's what I want, and hopefully we can also take this to other
like Poland.
Even then, but I'm saying even to Mexico, just take the same thing, the same concept of creating content for the people from people like us that are able, like down in the trenches and creating content all day. Just create a more premium tier for them and just roll it out, man. Yep. I'm excited to be able to start and hopefully be able to start that movement towards them, towards us here in America, because we live in a little bit of a market bubble with the content that we see on TV. It's not sustainable forever and won't be for a very long time. So that'll disappear, and then we're going to be.
But that's also what's exciting. That's also what's exciting about doing this is that we're able to make quality content. We're able to make it fast. We're able to make it fun, and it's real and raw in the moment.
Well, it's the content that we want to make. Yep. I'm sorry. I started making movies because I wanted to make the movies I wanted to make. Quickly realized that the movies I wanted to make never made sense financially because there's a real need for something or in a real market, and there's your thoughts on like this is what I want to show people, but is that really viable? Right. And it's not. Right. I wanted to make like really big comedies and really big action movies, and they were just not viable. But in this, the first time I actually made a movie aside from Martial Science, which fucking I love and adore, which is awful, but I love and adore. The first time I did I made something for myself was Hyper 5.
Yeah, and that was you see the difference.
And I think exactly. Yep. You see the difference not only visually, but the reactions. I mean, my life changed after that video dropped.
Of course.
Immediately, like instantly. It was crazy.
Yeah. And by the way, the last video that we put up with Hookah, that I would put that up against a Grand Tour episode all day. A Grand Tour episode that they didn't spend $85 million on. Like, okay, just to be. Yeah. But on a 1-to-1 fight, 1-to-1, we're up there.
Well, once people see the real episode in Spanish with all the proper footage, with all
that
the
one
proper,
will go. Yeah, that one. Yeah,
that's gonna be the real deal, and I can't wait for that to be done. Yeah. That's gonna be again, like that's going to be another Hyper 5 like day for me.
Absolutely.
And I think for us, I'm sorry, not just
the only
me.
favor I have is just when the day it airs, it's just can you sit next to me and just tell me everything you guys are saying? That's all I ask.
Yes,
okay, thank you.
Hey man, as I'm editing this right now, I'm still like.
He's still wondering.
I'm figuring out everything that's going on.
If they talk shit about me, please let me know. I need to know, and then I'll have someone translate. Please let me know.
No, I heard him and Hookah talking something about me. I leaned over to Rodrigo. And I said, "Hey man, can you tell me what they're saying about me?" And he was like, it's good. I was like, okay.
If you guys keep talking shit, I'm going to learn Spanish. I'm telling you right now, okay?
Keep talking shit. We haven't even started. We haven't even started. You just wait.
Okay,
give me a couple minutes.
Okay. All right. So I want to shift gears a little bit.
Shifting gears?
Yeah, shifting gears. I'm going to shift gears a little bit. This next question comes from Roadrunner392, and I really like this one. He's asking, what is your guilty pleasure car? He's always liked the 205 GTI and 405 M60.
The Peugeot?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
He's always liked those cars. So what is your guilty pleasure car, and will you ever own it?
What would you say a guilty pleasure car is a car that doesn't make sense, but you just fucking adore, right?
Absolutely. Like you could get it. You could get it, but
it doesn't make sense.
It just doesn't make sense for you.
Okay. Do you want to go first, or do you want me to start?
I'll go.
Go.
The 500E. The impressions that car left me as like a youth and working at Mercedes, and like I will obtain one of those. Like those are
so that's a car that you do want, like
later on.
Yeah, because right now it doesn't make sense to own that car, but the impressions it left me, the love I have, like I don't know, it's you know how Parker in that last video was like, the Z4. I don't know. I feel like that was like the start of my like love and passion for Mercedes and cars. And
do you want to do yours?
Yeah, absolutely. This car I actually almost bought when I was graduating high school. I was looking at it and I was like, this could be cool. But it was the 2003 Mitsubishi Lancer OZ Rally Edition.
I would never put you for that. What?
Look, it was one of those cars that I was in love with it. Like I saw it. I went with my dad to Hattiesburg to look at cars and different things, and I don't know. It was within the budget. I thought that this was cool. I could hoon around and have fun, have a good time. Because I mean, Mitsubishi, the Lancer, that's a legend when it comes to rally.
Right. The Lancer.
And I don't know. I loved it. And I was going into college as a baseball player, and so I had a lot of catching equipment and stuff and baseball gear that I had to carry all the time, and it just didn't make sense to be throwing it into the back seat of the car. So I ended up getting a truck. I got a 4-door Frontier that had a hatch on the back and everything. Like Nissan. Yeah. I was a big fan of it, which that's actually the car that I moved to LA in. I drove all the way in it. But the Mitsubishi Lancer, I still to this day wish that I would have got it.
Wait, by the way,
in one day will you buy
by the way, that's not an unachievable.
No. I can get one. I can get one now. I can get that exact car right now for $3,000.
But that's why.
Great giveaway car too. That's the next giveaway car. Lancer? You want to do a Lancer OZ edition or whatever?
The OZ Rally edition. Yeah. So it was yellow and it had a big spoiler on the back. I loved it.
That way you get to buy the car that you wanted, and we'll give it away. So we'll do it after my million sub giveaway, which will be actually. Can we talk about this for a second?
The million subs?
Yeah,
absolutely.
Where? Which
Instagram.
I don't want to
Twitter.
I don't want to plan. I don't want Twitch. I'm too old for that.
No. We're gonna be on Twitch.
I know. I know.
We're gonna do Twitch.
I already have a Twitch right now.
I wanted to plan something for the 1 million subscriber mark video for Salomondrin.
Okay.
But I didn't know what. I don't know. I actually still don't know what. And I think the M3 at Avi's, because Avi's fixing that for me.
Yeah.
I originally wanted to keep it and just do all of the crazy shit that we were going to do with Vic's M3.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
But I just feel like that's my most favorite car BMW has ever made. Period. And I think that's gonna be gonna be the one. That's gonna be the million car giveaway. And now we're facing two problems. Yeah, it's only two problems. What's gonna get to 1 million first, Salomondrin or Salomundo?
Hey man,
and do I need to celebrate
Salamundo's
both?
got some steam.
Well, it depends what language you posting on Instagram next. We're like, we see him do a Spanish. We're like, no, full English today.
Go for the English one. How exciting is that?
It's.
I mean, the video we released yesterday with Hookah. I mean, I've never seen so many Spanish comments. GTR Wendy comes out and says, "Oh, it looks like I'm busting out the old Google Translate for the comment section."
One annoying. I will tell you one annoying thing now. I think the comment last night I was going. Thank you, Alejandro. Now all the comments are in Spanish.
I guess everyone. It's not my fault. It's not my
you too.
fault.
Put some kind of translate thing into the comments.
I am just so pumped that I never thought I'd get to 1 million anything online. It's weird. And now both channels at the same time are going there. And the greatest thing about that is, in Salomundo, I just requested the 100,000 subscribers plaque.
Yeah.
Legitimately like a month ago. That's not going to show for another 2 months. And Salomondrin and Salomundo might hit the million before that even shows up.
Yep. Yeah.
And then we're going to have those 3 show up at the same time. So we'll have 4. Should we all put them in the office or in the garage?
No.
What do we do?
The older ones,
and I'm sorry I'm fanboying about that shit. I never.
No, it's an achievement. Get the fuck out of here.
You should always celebrate your achievements.
Hold on. Do you have trophies?
I know, we talked about it.
Do you have trophies as a kid?
Did
you ever get any trophies?
Yeah. And I was so proud.
I thought you didn't get trophies. I didn't get any trophies. Okay,
no.
Never mind.
I did, yeah. As a kid.
Good for
as
you.
a kid, I got a lot of firsts.
Yeah, I got a lot of trophies.
Hey, good for you guys.
Yeah. Well, my mom didn't want me in the house, so she sent me to learn a lot of sports and things. So I was out for a long time. That's how you get your trophies, son. Put in the work, put in the time. So now I want to treat them like my platinum records.
Ah, there you go.
Should.
Right? Because for us YouTubers, that's what it is. And we only get, sadly, we can only go platinum once. And then you go diamond, which is 10 million.
Great, but those are great goals.
Yeah, of course.
Salamundo should be there by the end of the year.
Yeah, next month.
It's insane. It's insane. I can't say thank you enough to everyone that watches. I don't understand what's happening, but thank you. Thank you. That's it. That's really it. Thank you. It's fucking awesome.
How do you say thank you in Spanish?
Gracias.
Gracias, señoritas.
Motherfucker.
What?
Sorry, what were we talking about?
We were talking about the guilty pleasure car.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
So,
what's yours?
Was it the M3 or?
No.
Wait, did we finish the? Wait, hold on.
He finished his answer.
So M3, you're gonna give away for the?
Yeah,
I don't think you like you were.
So
you weren't like.
So all in, I'm gonna give away the M3 in the United States. And for my people in Telemundo, I'm going to give away another car in Mexico. I need to figure out. Tony,
whoa.
right? We're going to have to go see my boy Tony.
Now Salomundo's going to be at 10 million by March.
And we're going to give away a car to those people that have been fucking amazing in this short period of time and have shown nothing but respect and
I'm going to be so happy
love in the world
when a Salomundo winner gets a new Golf. I will be so. Or what was the other one we saw? The
cold.
Or what was the other one?
Freezing.
Once I touched it, I was like, I'm sorry.
What was the other one? The GOL, like it was missing the F. Do you remember? There's like a lower tiered model. It was
that
like
we saw it?
Yeah, it was like the GOL. It didn't have an F.
We saw it driving and we were like, what the fuck is that? I have no idea.
By the way, do you remember Avi keeps telling us that he's doing something really special with the
M3?
Okay, so Joseph gave me a peek. I'm not going to tell you guys.
Well, who does that? Who does that? Who teases us like that?
I will tell you this. The world just has come together with this being the million mark car and what Avi has done. I think it was serendipitous. It's serendipitous.
I hate that I don't know what you're talking about.
Wow. It's really dope. It's a very small thing that he did. A very small gesture, a very minute gesture. But the fact that this is going to be the 1 million car is fucking dope that he...
Farghini, can I tell you what you just did to us?
What?
It's called dick teasing.
Yeah. Because I fucking went through it my whole life. So you two now are my life, so you're going to fucking get dick teased too.
Damn it.
Okay.
But for me...
So your car. What's your guilty pleasure car?
Okay, so one of them was the RSI, but I already got the car. So I can't call that a guilty pleasure car.
Soon.
Yes, sir. That's my bad. We actually need it for a video. Number 2, the Clio V6, but everyone knew that. The Renault. Renault made a Clio V6, but the Mark II, the second generation of that car, they stopped making it. Oh, if I could. Okay, so that's illegal here in the United States. That one, but that's like that was an aspirational one when I was a kid. But one that I would just fucking love to have is those old GTIs, the Harlequins. Is that how you say that? Oh,
yes, the Harlequin, where it's all different color panels.
Every panel is a different...
Yes.
I'm that guy, dude.
I never.
There was a dude in my school that was a fucking baller. Baller motherfucker. He always had like the latest. His first baller car was, just so you guys are aware of what I'm talking about, a fucking VTEC Honda, a Civic 2-door. That was like... And then from there...
He had the cordless phone in it?
He might have. And then from there, he escalated things to the Harlequin car. And it was like, everyone in school was like, damn,
Jesus.
Where is this dude going to stop? And then after that, he got a Clio V6. So as you can tell, this motherfucker has gone through every single car I wanted. And I'm just here sitting like, I want that. I want that. But now, if I bring that home, my wife is going to be like, now this?
That's what I was going to ask. If you could find a mint condition Harlequin, would you get it?
Oh,
because that's the tricky thing is
yes, I would.
One.
Yes, I would.
Yes. That guy sitting home going, man, I wish I had a 730S. Man, I wish I had a GTR. Man, I wish I had a Performante.
Hold on.
Oh, that guy.
You know who else would love a Harlequin?
No, I think that guy's doing pretty well today still.
You know who else would love a Harlequin? Ivan.
Oh yeah,
Ivan definitely would.
I
could see him going crazy over that car.
Google GTI Harlequin.
What does Harlequin mean? It sounds like a bad word to me. It sounds like
it's the guy. It's like a jester.
Yeah,
like a jester that used to make the king laugh. Just another type.
It sounds like another word for whore. I don't know.
You hear Ivan laughing?
Let me see Ivan.
So Ivan, would you rock that? Yeah, my man. So there you go.
You're not buying that, are you? You're not buying that, are you?
I'd love to have one. I'd love to have one.
We can have that done for you in 2 seconds with like 3 different wrap colors.
I know. By the way, gas can bump that out in 2 seconds.
Yeah,
I know.
Oh, Bo would buy a Harlequin.
How about this? No. Let's go create a modern Harlequin with a GTI at gas. They just got to wrap the different colors.
They're gonna fucking hate us.
No, they're not. They're
all right, Tommy. Tommy, I'm so sorry for what's about to happen. We're coming your way.
Tommy always knows when the podcast is and stuff. When he's like, "Oh fuck,"
when he starts getting the messages.
What about a Harlequin 4 GT?
Now we're getting.
Is that too far? Is that too far?
You crossed over like to the other side of the street where Ford is from VW,
and then got hit. By the car.
And then you got him with a, hey, why don't you do a VW thing?
Hey. Hey man, anything can happen at gas, right?
Anything can happen at gas. Anything.
Speaking about talking about the 4GT, and that's the only reason I said it, so that I could have a transition, and you guys ruined it for me. So thanks.
I'm sorry.
So this next question comes from Jake. This his
Jake?
username. It's just Jake.
Damn, Jake.
Just Jake.
That's a good
Actually, you should
username.
change your name to Just Jake.
Yeah, it's Jake.
Is the slow Ford GT rollout from announcement to deliveries making it irrelevant? Is it significant enough to stand up to time in this market of supercars?
No, but okay. Do you guys mind if I just jump into
because
this?
I have no
go for it.
take on this.
The slow rollout of the car has destroyed the car's epicness in the market that it wanted to conquer. There's no question about it. The car is not as fast as the latest cars. It's up there, but it's not as fast, which is the number one purpose of the Ford GT. When you create a car to beat competition, you better show up and be like, hey, guys, here we are. Right? Just like Ford did back in the day when they wanted to fucking kick Ferrari's ass.
Mm-hmm.
Now, that spirit is a little bit gone. And the slow rollout of the car and how they allocated the car, because they said that they were giving the car to people that would drive it everywhere. How many of these do you see out all the time?
I've actually never seen one on the road.
No, I
Have you
haven't seen one. I mean, we've seen Andy Frisella's.
No, on the road. No, you with your own eyes.
No, we haven't. I mean, there's only been a few deliveries in California.
So the slow rollout, the way they picked the people that thought that they were going to bring attention to the car, is clearly wrong, and just competition is going to kill them. But it's killing the perception of the car today. But in 10 years, this car is going to be worth so much fucking money. It's going to be disgusting. Because it is legendary. Once I sat in Bo's car, I understand what they were going for, and I think I would die to drive one of those just for the feel of it. Bo explained to me the whole shebang, and now I'm like, Bo, can you get me one?
Is Bo cock teasing you?
And then Bo goes, yeah, you saw the last one sold for $2.5 million. You want me to make a call? I was like, get the fuck out of here! God damn it!
On the same topic, Smoke3316 is asking, what's our opinion on why Ford is not willing to go out and set any lap records with the GT?
The car came out too late for it to set out lap records.
Here's something though. Here's something I think that we need to consider is that it's not a car, and the heritage of the car isn't about it being the fastest speed. It's about endurance racing. Like this is a car whose heritage comes from Le Mans, the 24-hour endurance races and stuff. So like there's a difference in being quick versus being like fast and reliable and sticking, the test of a race.
I can see that.
You know what I mean? So like I think sometimes we need to look at what the actual purpose of that car is and what it's made for.
But I really don't think Ford built that for endurance racing anymore. I think even though they did for Le Mans, obviously the car debuted at Le Mans and all that shit.
Yes.
I don't think the street version is that. I do think they made the street version and even the non-street version of it for the track. They made it to crush lap records. And I just think Ford, with the delays in production, which I don't fully understand, and I'm not even going to get into why the fuck a company so huge can't just bang out 50 cars and be like, here you go, guys. Let's. I don't understand, so I'm not going to even get into that. They missed out a huge opportunity with this delay.
Yeah.
A huge one. Because think about it. That was the ultimate American car, right? Like supercar. It
is the only.
The ACR. Don't fucking forget about
I know, but
the
no
ACR.
one considers that a supercar.
But that's a mistake right now. Once we look back, the ACR will be a tremendous car. But I think the Ford GT is the first car to ever come out of America that really goes blow to blow against the Europeans.
Yeah.
Right? Would you agree with that?
I mean, it's supposed to.
Because is the Corvette doing that? A lot of people say, why don't you guys talk about more of the Corvette and all? We've driven it on the track. It's not our thing. It's not the greatest. It's not the fastest. It's not the greatest feel.
To me, the feel of it when you drive it at high speeds is you feel like the reliability is about to be compromised. Like there's a little bit.
At some point, it'll go.
There's a little bit of the shake to it. Like I like the Mustang, and look, the reason I like the Mustang is because I feel like everything is put together. Like I don't feel like that there's any compromise. And look, I have little experience with Mustang and I have little experience with Chevy, but those were my initial reactions every time that I've been in it, right? So I'm not an owner, so I don't understand like the everyday, day-to-day use, but the times that I have been in it, that's my experience. And, I think it's valid. So with the Ford GT, the perception of that car is a level above all of it, and it should be. But performance, I don't think that it's quite there from what we've seen.
Not.
Wait, let me ask you this. How does it perform to the old GT? The new one.
Oh, no. So the old GT was just like pure show, and it was like a heritage
I understand. Okay.
thing. It was an homage to the car.
Got it.
The old GT, even though that they claim that it doesn't move.
Got it.
It's clunky. It's like...
Can I give you my take on this?
Yeah.
I see this as the Ferrari F50. So when Ferrari made the F50, they're like, holy shit, it's slower than the F40, but fuck it. Let's just release it because it's an epic.
You think they did that with the 4 GT?
Yeah.
No.
It's just like this isn't.
They crushed. I think they just got there too late.
But no, this is what I'm saying right now. The performance numbers and what it does against this, I don't think it's irrelevant. And I think they'll sell out everything and people will just get them like the F50 effect. You just want it because it's an epic, gorgeous looking. Like Andy, he always says, like, I don't give a shit as a V6. But look at this thing. It's a work of art.
Yeah, of course.
So I think they'll sell them like that.
No, they will, and it's a great car to sell and all that stuff, and it will do. It'll do what it's supposed to do within the market,
which
in
is
the
sell
later
more
years.
Mustangs.
In the later years, all around, sell more Mustangs itself, higher value.
It's like Galpin right now. It's sitting in the front. That's what that car was actually made for you to walk in to look at it and be like, oh shit, I can't get this, but I can get this Mustang that's similar to this.
But there's also a lot of flag loyalty to the car, and that's what we're going to see a lot of. That's why we saw it auction off at $2.5 million.
I'm excited for Brooks to get his dragtimes.com.
Oh yeah,
Brooks is going to fucking show everyone what that car can really do, rather than everyone else has got a car.
But make sure you let the paint cure.
That's his fan.
Let the paint cure first.
No. Just do a couple runs and then make the paint cure.
That's only if you rush your car out of the production line.
That's true.
Yeah.
Maybe they're just waiting for all the paint to cure.
For all the cars, they're all sitting there at the same time.
Everyone's just there. We're almost there.
There's a cure. There's the paint cure.
And it goes.
Who just monitors everything in there every day, all day.
I want to move on to Cole's second question. Has the recent entry into the truck world shriveled your love bone for exotics?
That's a fucked up question because he has tremendously.
Really?
Yeah, tremendously. And I think yesterday we went off-roading with Tommy, Ivan, and all of the guys at Gas, like really just makes it official. You can go anywhere here and enjoy a massive amount of playground in a truck, right?
Yeah.
Whether it's water, dirt, mud, sand, you fucking name it. There's massive areas where you can go do crazy shit that's way more fun than just driving fast around the track.
Wait, but also, it's fun on the street, too.
Oh,
absolutely.
Hang on. The fact that I realized that these cars are so stable at 100 miles an hour just on the road.
Mm-hmm.
What
ridiculous,
the fuck?
Ridiculous.
I never knew that was the case. The fact that you can fit...
You know what's not stable at 100 miles an hour? That 4x4 square.
No.
That thing is scary at 100 miles an hour.
Right.
No,
You're actually right.
It's actually like bumming me out that the 4x4 square is more of a rock crawler. Yeah, that's what it's like a mud king and a rock crawler, and it can do all those great things because it's really raised.
And Soho House
great for Soho House. But you know what I mean? Like it's better for those activities. I'm off-roading wise, I'm enjoying more the fast speed, like all the stuff that we do, all those runs, drifting, all that shit. Yeah. Losing control, gaining control of a car, learning how to control it at everything. It's my shit. Yeah, I love that. It takes me back to when I was a kid. It's a wide open
playground.
And the supercars, you have to go to these fucking for you to really do what the car's supposed to do, you need to go to all these incredible fucking tracks that are so expensive. And forget about the track, just dealing with it all. Yeah. It's not an easy, just go in and play. Just dealing with the event that you have to go and do this. And
even on a more basic level, just when I drove your 730S, that was people were like, oh, you're so lucky. That was actually a very stressful drive from the brake and this, because you're like, fuck, one pothole and I gotta have a $70,000 conversation with Alejandro.
No,
I know. I'm just saying, like, it so many things can go wrong, right? You get in a Raptor with almost 500 horsepower, which is still a lot of horsepower. You just hit the gas and it doesn't matter. Nothing else matters. You just go.
Yeah. It's honestly I'm not saying, well, I never want to get an exotic again, but these trucks have really gained a lot of territory in my love.
Yeah. No, it feels a void in the downtime, between being able to experience and have fun with those cars.
Great way to describe it.
Absolutely. That's a great way of saying
it. So we are coming up on a time of year where we won't be able to drive these exotics at all. Like this is about to be a month of rain, and that's typically what happens in LA during this time.
Yeah.
But now we have these trucks that we can go do whatever the hell we want in them.
Yeah.
Right? Like we could go find sand and mud and all those things and just still go have a blast.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Right? You can't do that with these.
No, not even close.
The only cost afterwards is a car wash.
Yeah, that's not bad. That's not bad. That's not really bad at all. So the love for these cars, also how big they are, how roomy they are, how comfortable they are. Their sound system is great. Their infotainment system is great.
Yep, everything.
The back sliding window is great.
Yes.
The Mexican window is great.
I love how Buddy can't say the Mexican window.
Yeah, I know. He's like the back sliding window.
The Hispanic people use the window in the back that goes like this.
Latin people.
Latin American.
Is that what you guys call yourselves? Latin American.
By the way, I'm in a group chat with some of my friends and my brothers back home, and there was one of these guys. He's not really like a friend, or he's more of an acquaintance because we're in the same fantasy football league, but he was bragging about how his younger brother said something racist to his foreign teacher, and I like laid into him today in the group chat. Like I finally went to the moment where you typically want to avoid. So I went off on the guy, and so I'm like very on edge.
Okay, but not on this show, buddy. You're
look,
good to go.
Either way,
Brownie safe.
I went after the guy because I just thought it was extremely inappropriate, and somebody needed to address him. So like I was that guy. Today.
Nice.
So what was the insult?
Nice.
What was the insult?
I'll tell you.
Okay.
He was bragging that his little brother got written up at school for asking his foreign teacher if she was an illegal or not. And he kept pushing the question, and she wouldn't answer it, and she started crying.
Oh, okay.
Because
That's
of
a
it.
different story. That is a different story. That's
So,
completely different story.
But
Yeah,
the
if you're
fact,
doing
and as a young kid, like it's like late elementary or early middle school, I think he's somewhere in that, where you should not even be thinking about those things. And the reason that it pissed me off is because
he was proud of it.
But he was impressioned upon by adults.
Yeah, that's not right.
And I've seen this guy before also say, like there was a setting where there was a black kid or a black male and a white female, and they were going to their prom, and we were at the casino, and he saw it because there's a restaurant there, and he saw it, and he said, "Oh, I'd never let my daughter date a black guy."
Little does he know it's not up to him.
Yeah.
Little does he know by his
So
doing that.
there's a history there. There's a history there, and I've let things slide. And then finally, I just was like,
by the way, that
No
dude,
more. No more.
in his mind going, nah, that's never gonna happen. It's exactly gonna happen.
he didn't respond to my message.
He's manifesting.
course.
He's manifesting and putting.
No.
that energy out, and guess what happens?
It's already a done deal.
Yeah.
Mandingo's already got a date.
Also, he's a short guy. Like he's a legitimate short.
Is he in
guy.
LA?
No.
Okay.
No. Well, he's in Mississippi. He's a
legitimate short guy, and then he grabs me.
He's a legitimate short guy. And my closing line to him is, look, I know life is hard being short, but it's time for you to stand up and be a bigger man.
Oh,
that was my closing line.
Oh my God! Oh my God!
So
well
that was
done.
it.
Hey, Andre,
well
can we
done.
make a shirt? Can we make a shirt? You know how like they have the little thing of how tall you are. Okay, no, but listen, and then right here, and we'll put almost 6.
No,
That's your new nickname. Almost.
No.
Your new mafia name.
No.
Is almost 6.
No, I like sticks. Sticks is stick.
Call me
Sticks is stuck.
Yeah, Sticks. Hey, Tommy Tight there. and Sticks.
So back to what we were talking about. We were talking about Ford. There was actually another bit of news that came out today. I don't know if you saw it yet or not, but CNBC is reporting that Ford is selling more Navigators than they can make.
Yeah,
Lincoln.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
yes, Ford.
No, Ford.
Yeah.
The report, the headline says Ford is selling more Navigators.
And they're also saying the people that are buying them most of them are optioning for the 100,000 plus.
Yeah, they are.
Just going in.
I was at Galpin. I've seen 3 people take deliveries of those trucks, and I was talking to someone that works there, and he was like, "Oh, I'm trying to get my wife one of these, but
good luck. Yeah, good.
we can't keep them in."
Yeah.
Like, I think this is like the Raptor craze. It's about to hit these trucks.
I sent it to Jeff, and he goes, everyone that's coming in immediately is leaving. There is nothing like it just comes in and it's leaving.
Yeah,
And good for Lincoln because that fucking Navigator
deserves
is dope.
everything, and then so I'm telling no Rolls Royce at that, like those seats, the massage, the build, how big the car is, the value
And
that
the
car,
look of the outside looks beautiful.
the
like,
value that car brings to the table. Forget about any other variables, just the value is fucking insane.
Yeah. By the way, I'm very much looking forward to getting picked up in Ubers and these new navigators. That's
In
gonna
10
be
years?
dope.
Rodrigo.
Get out of here. You're not picking Uber Black. You're not picking
cheap
Uber
bastard.
Black.
Yeah, I do Uber pool.
Just
I do Uber
pool.
cesspool.
Hang on. Uber pool with Rodrigo.
Oh, that's right. Rodrigo. Man, Rodrigo, can I ask you a question?
All we need to do is make Rodrigo an Uber first.
Wait, hold on. I have a question. Hey, Rodrigo, serious question. If you're not using your car at night and it's just in your garage, may I use it
To Uber?
to Uber? Yeah. And I'll cut you in. I'll cut you in. I'll take care of like your tires, maintenance. I'll take care of those costs.
That's all he's doing.
He
He's
says,
doing
as
it
long
at
as he's not
night,
picking up
Rodrigo.
drunk
Homie, it's at
people.
night. I'll do Ponte interior. I'll do Ponte interior.
Ask Ivan how that
And,
goes.
and next week we'll put a mic on Rodrigo for this. For this segment.
Yes or no, Rodrigo?
Rodrigo refused.
By the way, all a no means is a yes later
Oh boy.
or something like that.
Oh boy.
Wow, that sounds like a Hollywood sex
It
scandal.
does. Are you still trying to get a Hollywood sex scandal?
I'm with you every day. You see me trying every day.
It's just not working at all.
So moving on to our last question before we hop into Farghini's good news, bad news. And this question comes from Akram SQ, and he's asking, do you think that the new Aventador or reported Aventador Performante will come with a double clutch gearbox? And would you consider buying one if it does?
Oh,
Man, oh man.
no.
Really?
No. The Aventador is just a clunky chassis.
It's
I'm
a
gonna say-
club chassis.
It's a club chassis. It's a
Nightclub
stunt on you chassis.
Yeah.
Great. Listen,
But they updated it with the Aventador S.
They
And
did.
you're going to get that
No,
chassis.
but
with
they
the-
did, and
No,
they're
but
saying
chassis is chassis.
yeah, and they're saying the rear wheel steering on the Aventador S is really night and day for the car.
Uh-huh.
But even then, for what I like the cars and for what I like the Performante, that Aventador S will or Aventador whatever you
Performante.
want to call it,
Performante S.
is ever going to do anything for me at that level. If I buy that car, will be I just want another stunt. Like
Yeah,
I want
I
another
hear you.
big car. That,
I think that this is one of those cars that we all are going to be pleasantly surprised. I
hope so.
that this
Lambo hasn't done anything wrong lately.
Yeah.
To be honest, like, which is really fucking weird to say.
because we were wrong.
Am I still alive?
Just going back in my mind on what we've said about the Performante here, we were wrong leading up to it. They
Absolutely.
proved
yeah.
the shit out of us.
Absolutely.
This is an epic car.
Absolutely.
And I hope that the same
happens to
heritage happens to this event.
That. Yeah.
Wait, so the
Aventador.
Aventador
I
might-
want that to be the case. Just based on my experience,
Yeah.
I'm saying
so the Aventador might have rear steering?
no, the Aventador S has rear wheel steering.
Oh,
Yeah,
already.
okay.
Yeah.
You know what I just realized?
What?
Leaving the club, you're gonna leave in a more dramatic fashion, right? With the rear wheel steering, right?
That
I'm
will
being
sell
serious,
more
right?
vehicles.
You get in, close it.
It'll give you
And you're
way
out.
more.
Hey, those are good sound effects. I really
Thank
like.
you.
I really like. them.
You're
worked-
getting there with your dream to become a
Thank
Foley
you.
artist.
Because I've been practicing because there's one in here that
Yeah.
requires.
I guess no
major-
one. I guess no one can say anything until we see the car for real.
Yeah.
Just on my experience before, I'd say probably not. Just based on that. But if the car is surprising, which Lamborghini has been,
Yeah, but they have the
fucking
street cred right
surprising
now for you
everyone.
to have that feeling for it.
yeah.
It would be epic to have that same feeling that you get in the Performante, but I think you're right in the sense that it may be a little too big.
Yeah, because it doesn't fit anywhere in your needs.
No.
Unless you start going to
It would be
clubs.
no. It would be competing with the 720s.
Right.
Right. And the
There's no
720s
competition.
just delivers everything in such a package that it's so fucking dope.
Ooh, but to
and then the other competition is the A12 Superfast. Which can I jump into that real
Yeah,
quick?
yeah. You didn't have that in the notes, so
I was watching reviews today. I was watching Henry Catchpole. You
Yeah,
guys,
yeah,
he's
yeah.
a great dude. He's a great reviewer, and he just
he did
gave me-
a great review on the Viper ACR back in the day.
He
didn't
did, and he just, and motherfucker, and he just gave me the most amazing review of the F12 I've ever seen. Like it was just identical. The sound is amazing. The steering is so nervous. There's so much power and so much grip. Did the car give him anything beyond that? Also, he had the car for 6 hours. Let me just say, and obviously Ferrari has to check footage, right?
Yeah.
So always remember that. Always remember that. Same review. Same review, identical.
And that's not a bag on him. That's
No, that's
Wait,
not.
they used the
hang on.
Thunderbolt thing.
Let me
whatever?
just say, the
Blackbird.
the A12, which is one of my that's my favorite line of the Ferrari car. It's a great car. I'm not saying it's a piece of shit. But what does it bring to the table that's different? What does it bring to the table that says this is Ferrari again coming in and making a statement?
an 8.
What is that part of the review that like gave you that? Watch all of the reviews on the 720S. And just watch how people go, holy fuck, this is a first, this is a first, this is a first.
What I liked about the 720S reviews, by the way, is that everyone who only had it for 2 to 3 hours, the reviews came out really bad, and then they got it for a second time for a more
because you need to learn the car
extended amount of time, and everybody's opinions of the car completely flipped.
Of course, because it's the most amazing car made today. Supercar like that.
Yeah.
Nothing touches it. How comfortable, how fast, how everything it does
Bluetooth
is so well.
works. Everything works.
Bluetooth
great.
works. I mean, one of the easiest cars to connect. You just get in and the car goes, by the way, I recognize that you have a phone. Do you want to connect it? I was like, oh, McLaren, my God. Yeah. Yeah, you can do whatever you want to me now. So, again, I'm a little disappointed at looking at these. I am dying to drive the car and really tell you that it's just a more extreme version of the F12.
Let's get into more detail. Let's get into more details on that one next week. I want to talk more about the F12 and the H12 and kind of see what's coming out on it.
Yeah. I'd love to give it a shot. But then again, this just proved me, no matter how good the car is, which it's going to be a joy to drive. It's got the V12, which by the way is the last thing that Ferrari has to show for now with that. They're like, oh, this car really sounds great. The downshifting sounds amazing. That's the last Ferrari.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Then once they make that a turbo,
Batteries, turbos,
then what?
whistles. And
Then what? I mean, aside from the fact that he didn't move the needle again for anything other than another great design, another great Ferrari, according to Ferrari market. You know what I mean? It's not going to take me out of my McLaren and go, I need that Ferrari. And that's what he didn't do.
But to be fair, you haven't
so far. I haven't driven the
But
car.
to be fair, you haven't seen the new 812's luggage set.
You're right.
This is true.
You're
This
right.
is true.
Do you think Ferrari can put me on the list for that car?
Oh, they're like, you can't even get approved for the luggage set.
All right, let's hop into Farghini's good news, bad news.
Here we go. Actually, hold on one second. One of these, I need you to ask me. So, what's the bad news?
Okay.
Well, I didn't have to edit this podcast until now.
The absolute last one.
Okay.
Okay, here we go. Good news, bad news. Oh, we're actually talking about Aston Martin today.
Okay.
So this is crazy shit.
Good news.
Good news. Real moon dust going into the paint of the Aston Martin Valkyrie.
Ah, that's interesting. I like that.
Real moon dust.
What's the bad news on
Oh,
that?
shit. Bad news, guys. There's been a slight mix-up, and a couple of cars might have angel dust instead of moon dust. Yeah, I'm sorry. It got lost in translation. Sorry, guys.
Oof.
They're working on it. They're working on it. But
Let's hope that's not the case.
We're going to have trouble homologating that
Here we
one.
go. Yeah.
or they're going to be homologating all night. I actually don't know what angel dust does to you. So
You never seen Rodney King get beat up?
that's what he did.
He was on PC. He was on, I think it was Angel Dust.
Was he?
Yeah, and it just makes you like a superhuman crazy, like.
Really?
Yeah.
No. Wow. Then
Okay, so okay, all right. We'll try. One day we'll get our hands on some angel dust. Okay, here we go. Good news. World's first production flying car is going to land at the Geneva Motor Show.
Nice.
that's fucking
That is
amazing
amazing.
news.
You hear
That's
that?
not
The
good news.
world's first production flying car.
What's the bad news?
Shit. Bad news, guys. The flight has been delayed.
What? No. Has it?
No.
Okay, good. Okay, good.
Okay, here we go. I got some celebrity news here.
We don't get that here a
I
lot.
know.
Go on.
Steven Tyler from Aerosmith. You're very
Of
familiar
course.
with
Yeah.
that man. He's been around a very long
Yes,
time
of
with
course.
Aerosmith. Okay, so good
I
news.
don't wanna... Okay, I'm sorry.
Good news. Steven Tyler takes a Kia Stinger back in time for a Super Bowl ad.
That is
He
great
takes-
news for Kia.
He takes it. Yeah.
That is, and for Steven Tyler. What's the bad news?
Bad news. They eventually have to come back.
That's fucked up. That's fucked up because he's old and the cars are Kia.
Yeah,
I
nobody
get
wants
it.
to.
I
Yeah,
get
nobody
it.
wants
By the
him
way,
back. Okay.
what he's doing spots with Kia now? I thought he had like a big
Hey, you got it.
partnership and investment with Hennessy.
Can I tell you something, guys?
Why are your hands so cold?
I know.
Jesus,
I'm sorry.
why? Can you tell me why?
sorry.
And you bundle. You have 7 layers, and it's
That's-
like 80 degrees. I'm sweating right now. Look, do you have like what's a illness? Like a malaria or something? Like
I'm
what-
just skinny. That's it. I'm
need to
just
eat a ham
terribly
sandwich or
skinny.
Yeah, we gotta
I
eat it.
know. I know.
Okay. We're talking about
Steven Tyler. Oh, no. I'm talking about just car advertising.
Yeah.
Are you serious? You're like,
But this
what,
is what I
hang on. Who that watches Tom Brady, like in the demographic, is going to go buy an Aston Martin?
No. This is what I want to know for Kia. People who buy
Steven
Kias.
Tyler?
Yeah. Okay. Here we
Again,
go.
same thing.
Yeah. Okay.
Jesus.
Here we go. It's a good. Oh, some motorcycle news. We rarely do motorcycle
Oh
news.
shit!
Yeah, this is
There's a
this
lot
actually-
of news.
Yeah, it's very relevant. Speaking of motorcycles, we got to talk about what we're doing with Ducati later.
Oh my god. Okay.
Okay. Okay. So good news. Harley Davidson, one of your favorite bikes, announces first electric motorcycle coming soon.
Yes, that is fucking great news. What's the bad news,
Guys, bad news. At stoplights, instead of you will now hear.
No. You know what? I'd rather hear that all day than a fucking Harley revving outside of where I'm eating.
No. You don't know what it's like. You have no idea. Wait till you have a sleeping kid in the back seat, and all of a sudden a Harley comes next to you and just kids start screaming. Nothing worse.
What?
I just want to get out of my car and wring the guy's neck.
Hey, you got a Harley and you do that? Fuck you. That's it. It doesn't sound good. It does not sound good. And if you want to do that, do it somewhere else where you can admire the beautiful sound that your bike makes, right?
Go in your own neighborhood and rev your
like,
Harley.
I don't fuck myself in front of everyone. I go fuck myself alone. You know what I mean? It's the same thing here.
Hey,
That's what you're doing.
At least you fuck. Okay, here we go. Good news. Oh, some Mercedes. This is actually great. I love this kind of news. Great news. Eligible Mercedes employees getting a $7,000 bonus for a successful 2017.
Oh,
Eligible 7 Gs.
Congratulations!
You get a lot of stuff
to
for
those
7
guys.
Gs, right?
Yeah.
What's the bad news?
Bad news. You still need at least another 50,000 to get anything decent from Mercedes.
To get into a V6.
Yeah,
That's true.
oof.
That's true.
Oh no, way more than that to get into a V6.
I know. Look at Tata's brother out there.
Where is he?
He's on the fence. You see him?
Oh, there he is.
Yeah,
Oh, he's big too. Ooh.
Yeah, they're big. They're big.
Okay. And the last one. Some BMW
Hit it,
news.
Farghini.
Good news, guys. BMW forced to temporarily stop M550i production for Europe.
Hey, that's good news.
What's great news? That's
There's
it.
no
That's
bad
the
news?
No, that's great news. We're gonna end this week with great news, everyone.
Well done,
Oh,
Farghini.
good job.
I think we're gonna leave you guys with that. Thank you very much for everything, buddy. Thank you very much for everything, Farghini. Thank you very much to all of you guys who went on Salomondrin.com and made the post, made a comment, and asked us these questions, because we're gonna be doing a lot more of this, and I'll see you guys there. Thank you very much for watching us, guys. We do not approve this message. We'll see you next time.